Hi everyone, and welcome to another First Chapter Friday. My name is Fernanda, and in today's First Chapter Friday, we're going to be reading a book that is and might be a little bit different than what you typically read in fiction. This book is called A Little Bit Super. With small powers come big problems. And you might notice in the front cover that we don't really have a singular author name, and the reason because we have about 13 different authors in the back. So this book is an awesome book because it is a collection of about 13 stories. They're all written about very ordinary characters like you and me with some semi-extraordinary powers. This book is filled with superheroes and humor. And what I really liked about this book is that you'll get different forms of writing. You'll get some graphic art. You also get some poems and verses and your regular chapters that you typically read in fiction. Okay, so I picked a story to just read a couple of pages from. This short story is written by Pablo Cartaya, and this one is called 2.4 Seconds to Sonder. I think it's important you know the following information in case the government guys currently interrogating me send me to a military dungeon somewhere in the New Mexico desert and I'm never heard from again. I want it on the record. I tried to tell them, and they still didn't believe me. And I'm exhausted. Like seriously, a kid can only go so much time jumping in one day. They've already said 220 dates, and it's only 11 in the morning. Sure, that's technically just 9 minutes of my life in the present, but each time I jump, I'm also gone for an entire day in the past. And add that up, and I've been looking through and living in random people's lives for 5,280 hours of non-stop viewing. And my parents complain about screen time. Try spending a full day staring through someone else's eyeballs. You might be thinking, huh? Maximiliano, what in the world are you talking about? Well, let me start by confessing my power. I am a time jumper. I time jump into totally random people in history. Huh? Yeah, I thought you'd say the same when I found out. Let me explain. You know, when someone wants a part in a play or a movie or a TV show and they say, I want to play the lead, or maybe they look at the script and say, I want to play the bad guy. Bad guys are fun. Or, I want to play the comedic best friend. Yeah, that's not me. I never play the lead, bad guy, or sidekick. I'm the character nobody thinks about. In school, I'm called an NPC, a non-player character in a video game. Kids don't even notice if I wave at them. That's probably why I was given this totally random power. If you're not noticed in real life, you're probably not going to get to time jump into anybody interesting from the past. According to the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows, my power gives me the ability to sonder. Basically, I can transport into random humans in history like an extra in an epic historical movie, seemingly insignificant and utterly pointless in the grand scheme of extraordinary historical moments. I can tell you're looking around wondering, what is wrong with this kid? And why am I still reading or listening to his story? I wouldn't blame you if you just stopped right here and bailed. I mean, who wants to read the extra's backstory? I never did. And yet here I am, literally able to time jump. but only into random extras in history. I have so much knowledge about history's unimportant characters that I decided to write it all down and tell someone. And since you're here, that someone is you. Like I said, better that somebody knows in case I, end up in a lab 40 stories underground in a place like Area 51, being roommates with extraterrestrial. So, what is this power exactly? Let's try an experiment. Take out a device where you can clock time, like a stopwatch on your phone or something. I'm going to give you a date in history. Once I say the date, I want you to repeat the date and start timing, then quickly stop the timer at exactly 2.4 seconds. Ready? Repeat after me. June 13th, 1913. Did you see me zone out? Probably not. You have to be looking very carefully. You might be thinking, why is he giving me these random tasks like yelling out a date and using a stopwatch and stuff like that? Well, when you set the date, June 13, 1913, I transported back in time. You're probably thinking, yeah, right, prove it. Okay, so when you set the date, June 13, 1913, just now, I spent an entire day in the body and life of a 15-year-old boy named Bartleby Smith in Auckland, New Zealand. I knew his name because once I'm in someone's head, I have some basic information like names and where people live and stuff like that, but not much else. It's like those landscape screensavers that give you a flyover view of somewhere and the only information you get is the location and the name of the place on the screen. Bartleby had just applied for a job as a milker in town. I saw the large port where ships were docked and noticed it smelled like the ocean at low tide, meaning it was super fishy and generally not very pleasant to read. I cleansed horse poop off my boot after stepping in some while walking. I drank water from a nearby creek. I saw a newspaper headline about an upcoming labor strike and walked 2 miles home to a small house overlooking a vast countryside and the ocean in the distance. Once night fell, I went to sleep and woke up right back here. Still don't believe me? Okay, get the watch ready again. Say, August 10th, 1998. And that short story still continues further, but I just wanted to read a couple of pages from that one. So I truly hope you found it interesting. It is a book filled with lots of really great short stories from other notable authors like Gary D. Schmidt, Pam Munoz-Ryan. This list really is extraordinary. So I hope you found this interesting. If you want to check it out at our library, feel free to look it up on our catalog or, like always, ask a librarian. So until the next time for another First Chapter Friday, I'll see you next time.